long story short, we're trying the Simon Nilsson / Matthew Folks, etc., etc., etc. I think That's Admirable had some help in it. But anyway, basically their black whitelist. It's pretty different than most of the other token lists I played, but more importantly, I don't know if I'm going to sideboard this deck well. Alright, so I guess I'm going to keep this hand and figure out based on what they play how I take my first turn. But it's very likely just going to be Plains Renegade map, then next turn like play a land, sack the map, sack the map, get a swamp, play a land, get a token, but alright, so it's some kind of other similar-ish deck, which means I'm going to have to play faster than my normal pace and comment less than my normal pace. Because whether it be vampires or whether it be monument or whether it actually is tokens or whatever, all of these matches typically go fairly long. With the exception of it potentially being, and I don't mind to get another land here, so I'm going to take the draw step first. With the exception of if it's, I don't know what I'm trying to say, but if it's the green-white deck, I think the green-white deck kind of just rolls over this unless we draw our one settle. We don't really have a whole lot of outs to him, like just building a board state and killing us with a pill. We do have a settle in the main, and then we have like a second settle on the side, so like we have some counterplay to it, but like we definitely draw Finn versus it. And then next turn we can play the stockpile, sack the Evolving Wilds, get another swamp, get 2 tokens. I would block this, but I probably won't block this. And it's probably Monument now, so at least we don't have to worry about Appeal and Authority. Yeah. Again, we kind of need our token here. At some point we're going to need to flip our Legion's Landing and all of that. Ooh, that's definitely a good draw. And especially because we drew to settle right now, I don't mind taking a little extra damage. So like we're not going to block here, we're just going to flip our Legion's Landing next turn. It's just a good chance. Oh gosh. So he's kind of got his like little... It's kind of weird. Oh, he doesn't have an Akecha. I guess that's not that weird then. So I'm going to play you. There's no cards in hand. I may just play my land here and hold up my settle. I can restart the game when we have 3 dudes. He's realizing that those blocks don't really do much. I don't think I'm going to hold up settle this turn. I'm going to have 4 blockers anyway. And that's game. That's game, folks. So we get to move on to the next game, which is really nice. Doesn't really matter what he plays here. We don't care. Guess we can block like you, and kill one of these. We'll just get rid of this board like this. I mean, it's absolutely fine. We're at a situation in this game where we can actually do no harm. I mean, maybe he could win with flyers, but I don't even know how likely that is. I think I want all my blockers. I mean, he's only going to have... That's just stupid. If he blocks here, I get to play the Legion's Landing. He's not likely to block. He would rather just have another attacker. Had a really good draw. Get some attacking in. He's already going to his block face. I don't know what he's waiting on. And we'll keep you two. Hey, Flame, what's up, man? It's been forever. How have you been? Wow, it's been for actual forever. How have you been, friendo? We're gonna block the crap out of things if he does the attacking. Hey, Sparrow. What it is, man. I see your private messages. I don't know if you got my response, but yeah, I'm down to answer anything that I can that is helpful for you. Just gonna attack again and play this other Anointed Procession. He's going to do some blocking at this point, I think. I wanted to play the mono blue commander list, but the only creature is Emrakul, which is banned. What would I replace it with? The mono blue. Are you talking about the old Baral list? The polymorph list? Because there's not really a replacement for it in the polymorph list. Unfortunately. The Jace list is a pretty good mono blue list, though, that's very different. We're going to get about 1,000 tokens here. And we already have Chef at Dune, so I just don't see him surviving this attack. Maybe... Okay, he showed us a second one of those, so yeah, we know we win. Even if he blocks everything, it doesn't do anything, but I'll double check the math just to make sure, since we... Okay, well, he's figured it out. I guess I don't have to double check the math when he just scoops. I think the Jace lists are really good. I don't know which mono blue one you're talking about, but if you're talking about the polymorph Baral list, like there's not really a replacement for it. That kind of just died. But if you're talking about the Jace list, the Jace list is very different. Like Blightsteel Colossus is probably the best thing, but it often takes 2 attacks and people can win through it, and there's a lot of like edicts and stuff in the format. Like a few bounce spells, there's Maelstrom Pulses, there's a lot of Diabolic Edicts that gets played, or just like the Vampires list alone can often present like enough blockers that that an infect dude's not lethal. But there's probably not much of a better option than Blightsteel. The whole reason that the polymorph thing was so good was because the Annihilator and stuff. Alright, so we're going to want this. Probably going to want this. Probably going to want this. I don't think I want to bring in Duresses. He might have Negate, so it might be worth it. I'm not sure. But I'm really just worried about getting Okecha. This feels overtaxed here. my life total feels overtaxed here as well. Actually, gonna bring this in as well. It can kill a Danto. Yeah, it can kill an Adanto. We'll take out a map on the draw, I think. Yeah, we'll take out one map on the draw. We are playing the 23 land build version, so like I think I can liberally. Yeah, I can't pronounce. I think I can take out the map more often than I normally would because of that. And we basically have our perfect draw again. We have map into stockpile on 2. And there's a very good chance that even if he has negate, it's very unlikely that he can hold up negate on that first turn because he's got to add to the board to be able to win. He's got a better draw this game too. So he's got something that'll actually be able to close the game. What'd you play last night, Flame? This could be a big problem. Double flyer is going to require an answer at some point. I mean, there'll be flyers at the point that they're real relevant. But basically, we drew our best hand possible twice in a row. I mean, we probably need to get a settle at some point before the game's over, but that's a good one. Can't do a whole lot better than what we just did, though, with our deck. Oh, you went to Mardi Gras in New Orleans. I did not even know it was Mardi Gras time. That is sweet, man. So he's up to 7 already? If he doesn't play any more creatures here, that's kind of scary. Because that means all of the cards in his hand are bad. I took a draw step, but that was wrong. I should have scryed. Me not scrying was a big mistake there. It was actually a really big mistake by me. We could have not drawn this land and like drawn this. Oh god, how much better would that have been? Yeah, well at this point we don't need it, so we'll tuck it. Are you from there, or did you go on like a vacation? So the only cards that I'm super worried about this game are when he gets to flying, like a Cloud Blazer would be annoying, and then like maybe River's Rebuke if they have them in the sideboard would be annoying. But my plan for the next several turns is just to get the Cat Scratch Fever going. Baffling End. Well, that lets me have something to sack at least. We can turn it into a 3/3 if we want. That's hilarious. Yeah, I'm running Markov again. No changes from the list that I had. Youngin. Everybody's young. Sparrow, what are these youngins doing around here? It's kind of interesting that he like cast Baffling End. He was like, I'm gonna wait an hour. I'll figure out what we're going to do. I don't know what cards that I actually want here. That does give him another permanent in play, so it like gets closer to the sky. Ashbrant's having flying, so like I can totally understand it. Leovold's got quite a few answers. I actually think I want this because it lets me like I get to play Cat this next turn and guaranteed have a land for the turn after that. Yeah, the Leovold deck's a hard match. Basically the problem with Markov is like you just have to dodge sweepers. When you play Markov, you're like a favorite versus everything, but if they draw the sweeper, they just win. Like you don't really have any counterplay to it. You just have to hope they don't have it. Why is he attacking right now? Oh, it's because that. Yeah. Okay, that makes perfect sense. I'm an actual idiot. La 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 la. I'm too dumb. Why is he attacking? Do math, Ray. Two half grenades and a half hurricane. Sounds like you're going to war. It sounds like you're going to war, my man. Yeah, I don't expect to do ever that well with Markov again. I just hope to maybe get some top 16s. Anyway, go kitties. If he has Essence Scatter, I'll be absolutely shocked. So I know he was casting the Baffling End to help get City's Blessing, but I did not do the math and I was not thinking about the token. I didn't have any counterplay versus it anyway, but like I wasn't even thinking about it. Next turn I'm just going to cast another cat and keep partying. No, I'm not going to cast another cat. No! I needed that to win. I have 3 cats. JK. We have a Fragmentize. JK. This could be a the negate finally, because you have to imagine that he's sideboarded in negates, right? Please no negate. We're asking nicely. Please no. If he does negate this, I'm just going to cast the Deadlands and kill one of these to like try to make the game at least stall out a little bit. If he does not have the negate, we're just slamming another cat. Guess I'm getting 2 blockers. Yeah, who cares if he kills one of my things? I'm getting 2 blockers. So now we have to find out, we need to find one of our own bindings now. It's not that hard to do. Another binding. Actually, probably just ahead in the clock from here. Maybe we're not because he keeps getting the life linker, but let's see if we can find our own binding. Your first time drinking ever? You can't feel good then, can you? You've got to feel terrible. Huh. I kind of want to keep this. If I attack with everything, I might be able to bait him into attacking with the Marvin next turn. Sure, I'll keep that. Not 100% sure it's right. Just kind of hoping he'll mess up an attack with this. That's the life plan right now. Like, please, friendo, attack with your Marvin. Or Maverin. Marvin. Maverin. Maverin's its name. I'm going to call it Marvin. This guy's now named Marvin. By the way, thank you for the follow, Sparrow. Appreciate it, man. Do not think I'm going to get through my stream before the Commander Challenge. Attack with this guy. You know you want to. I'll settle even if he only attacks with this guy. Thank you. That's what we wanted you to do. Get out of here. Get that flyer out of my sight. Should I actually head on board right now? We'll go ahead and sack this because once we start scrying and stuff, we're going to want those cards anyway. Like we don't want to reshuffle in a minute. Certainly don't want that. Hey Brian, how are you doing today, man? Yeah, that doesn't sound like something my stomach would take. I would just die. I would straight up die to that. So we have 3 answers for the bindings in the deck. I feel like we just have to find one and we'll win. But until then, we're technically still ahead on board. And we get to scrap per turn up until he kills the stockpile anyway. Not much, Ryan. Not much at all, man. I was able to go to an entire Friday Night Magic last night before I had to come home. However, I went 0-2, so that didn't take long. Alright, he got another land. That's good for us. Can F6 because we would block and sack if he attacks. It might actually be correct for him to, but that's fine. I don't want to draw. I'd rather just do this. That's kind of unfortunate, but whatever. I got smashed. I'm 0-4 the last 3 times I played Red Deck Wins and Paper. I want to actually kill his Fang. I could have scryed with it, but I'm going to have 3 attackers for the following turn anyway. So I would rather just get his Fang off the board so we don't have to deal with it later. Rip. Oh no, I pressed F6. That Fang's gone. Okay, sweet. I got F3 pressed quick enough. Hello, friendo. Well, there's the card that we wanted. Go ahead and sack one of these. We'll keep you 2. The opponent's going to need to draw something nice now. I think 90% would be an upgrade these past couple of days. It's not been as bad as usual though. It has been a little better, but it's been different. Alright. So the cat scratch fever gets her done. Just took 24 minutes. Alright. If we can finish each additional match in 24 minutes, I actually have time to play all 5. That would be swell. Give us a nice little mono red match that can like just beat me in 5 minutes. That'd help us on our quest to be done in X amount of time. Are you going to the IQ over at Mr. Wayne's this weekend? I think it's today, maybe. So I guess you're probably not going. I think there's a modern IQ over at Mr. Wayne's. Don't quote me on that. It may not be today. I think it's this weekend at least. I almost wanted to go, but I did not feel up to the drive. Local, the second I got out of bed, I got breakfast and basically logged on my computer, so it's early morning to me. playing the same deck from Simon Nilsson. This is what I wanted to actually play at Friday Night Magic last night. And then I realized I don't own these. I somehow don't own Legion's Landing. I have one. And then I wanted to play a red-black control deck. Well, mid-range control, etc., etc. I don't actually know what it is. And I realized I don't own Vraska's Contempts. So I ended up playing red deck wins. And now I'm 0-4 in my last 2 red deck win outings. Still think the deck's the best deck in the format? Either just play it really bad or run really bad. I'm not sure which. Could be either, could be both. This hand's good enough to keep, I believe. I don't think I'm going to play the map on one because I kind of want to draw another land. I think I'm just going to play the Legion's Landing on one and get my 1 point of damage in. But I think there's enough decks that playing Sunscourge into Anointed Procession wins versus that I think it's worth to keep. This is probably Grixis then, so this is probably not one of those. Ah, super punished. Super punished. Oh wow, that sucks a lot, man. That's terrible. That just means more sweet YouTube videos, though. I hate to hear that, though. I hope you feel better. Hope you can get it fixed. By the way, for anybody who doesn't know, and he can give the link, I would have to log on YouTube to find the link. Well, I can log on YouTube. Like, Brian has a really sweet gaming channel. Full of a fairly large variety of games. Scroll down, scroll down, scroll down. Why is this stuff not in alphabetical order? Why is this so annoying to find? Be in alphabetical order, dang you. Oh, apparently it's in order of what I watch, and you're near the top for some reason. You would have just thought that would have been in alphabetical order, wouldn't you? But here is his sweet gaming channel. He's got some other topical things on it as well. Oh god, no! Somebody might see my Steam ID. Can't have that. I still think I want a land, so I'm just gonna take the draw step. Well, we didn't get the land that we wanted, but I still think we have to get Hidden Stockpile in while it's still underneath his counter magic. I think Hidden Stockpile is actually better than Bloodfast in this spot. If he's got a Spell Pierce, I'm just going to like kind of put my head in my hands and be sad. Oh god, that does not sound like a good thing, man. I don't actually know what that is. That's like over my head of science, but that does not sound like it could possibly ever be good. Dynavolt Tower. Okay. I actually want to land more than I want to do a 1 point of damage, so I'm going to go ahead and scry this at the end of turn. I'm probably going to take the blind draw, though. Rip. Just not allowed to have lands, I guess. Alright. Having a land that turn would have been really nice. Kinda want to play this. I'm probably just going to do this. Mainly because I still just want a land. I feel like if I don't get like 5 or 6 lands with this deck that I never win with it, which is one of the reasons that I just prefer to play the blue-white based, you know, like Drake / approach decks. Alright. I probably should have scribed there my upkeep. I'd say we're in serious trouble now. Yeah. I'm in serious trouble now. That's not a land either. Alright. Well, between all the scries and the extra card we drew off Bloodfast and stuff, you would think that we would have easily found a land. Problem is now, he's just... Our spells no longer matter. Like, we're not going to resolve another spell. Which is a large, large problem. He gets to do anything he wants now. Yeah, we're going to look for the land. I don't think attacking for one does anything. Hey, we hit the land. And we have a bunch of spells. I'm just going to cast this. I'm assuming he's going to like counterspell it and or kill it. But it gives us something to do next turn. Like we can just buy it back as a 4/4 if we want. I don't really want to take a whole bunch of damage versus him because they're so far ahead that I'm worried about him just like maybe casting a Locust God or a Torrential Gearhulk in the next 3 or 4 turns and then just like pushing me over real quick. That might be an unfounded concern. I'm not sure. And just disallow this trigger too. It's not like I ever plan on actually bringing it back anytime soon. Pretty much just want to cast cards from my hand over and over until he kills me. There's another land. So now we get to play what spell do we let our opponent counterspell? Guess he can counterspell this one? The start? Cause he may would let this resolve. I'm snap getting search for Azcanta if he does. Get out of here, search. Dunvoe Tower's pretty sweet. It's certainly not a bad card. I think we would have ran away with this game had we not missed our lands, though. I do feel like we would have probably ran away with this game if we'd not missed lands. Not too concerned with what opponent just did. What does he get to counterspell now? Yes, I'm just gonna play this one. I assume he's gonna counterspell it. I'm probably gonna draw a card this turn. Maybe he doesn't have a counterspell. He has to have a counterspell. There's just no way he doesn't have a counterspell. Unless his deck somehow doesn't have counterspells. Okay. Odd. Maybe we better not use this Bloodfast then. No, I'm still fine using the Bloodfast. Second tower. Now that one's going to be a problem. I think I'm going to use it anyway. He might have been saving the stuff to be able to use it on this. I really don't know exactly what he's trying to do, so, like, I'm kind of confused about it myself, Tori. Like, when he let this resolve, it kind of just blew my mind in general, because there's just no way that he's drawing that bad, right? Like, how could he be drawing that bad? He has resolved 2 ops and 2 glimmers, so it's just, I can't believe he doesn't have a counter spell. Maybe he's got River's Rebuke in his main deck. It's like the only thing I can think of at this point. I don't really want that. That does do some things, but I don't think it does enough things for me to care. Sure. Could just play the cat, I guess. Doesn't seem like it's going to do a whole lot in this match. And I would rather sack a cat token than the other thing. Alright, he does have some counter spells. Wonder if it was better for us just to sack a Dunes there to get 2 stockpile tokens. This is a mistake too. I should have not played the land. I should have drawn a card with the blood. Because A, there's a lot of relevant 1-drops in our deck, and B, we could have hit Evolving Wild, so that was a play mistake by me. Ended up not mattering too much, but it was still a mistake. He's down to 2 cards. Like, we've somehow kind of grinded through what he has. He can kill one of these priests, potentially both if he had more things. I can't press F6 because of that. I mean, it gets us a guaranteed trigger, but I have a guaranteed trigger just in the Dunes, so I don't think I care about that. Which one's he targeting? I can't see. He's targeting that one. To the bottom. I think I would rather draw a card than scry, even though it's roughly the same thing. Down to 1 card. It could be a doozy, though. He's drawn a lot of lands. He's gonna kill this then? Yeah, whatever. Oh no, I should have sacked that to stop him from getting energy. That was terrible of me. I'm so bad. Yeah, I'm just not used to this deck and I'm playing like absolute garbage. Never punished, but I mean, still just playing like garbage. I have to play better. I feel like I should be at 26 life right now, and he should have 2 less energy. I have to tighten up for the next game. I'm kind of like learning as we go. Apparently I've started dropping a few frames, so what do? Nothing that we want. Nothing that we want. These cards have to be good here. Could I have Locust God or something? I don't know. Definitely don't want you. Probably take all of you as well. This kind of card's kind of interesting. Like, he showed us no creature that game, but like I feel like he has to basically have Locust God or Torrential Garruk in his deck. And if we've got the 5 cast out type effects, do we need this? Probably not. Definitely going to get rid of the 4 Fatal Pushes. I think I'm going to get rid of the Settle too until we see more of his deck. So, definitely don't want these. We're thinking about both of these 2 cards and the cards that we would take out. Versus his Burn Heavy Sweltering Suns deck, I don't actually think Regal Caracal is all that good. Like, he showed us multiple Swelterings in the main deck. Maybe the Bloodfast is good. Maybe we just kind of like play Enchantment Control versus him. We'll try this. Enchantment Control, go. By the way, how are you doing, Tori? I don't think I've saw you around before. Welcome to the Searsista stream. This hand's good enough. Especially versus a mulligan. We might be able to get a negate or 2 out of these first couple of spells, which is kind of nice. Duress isn't too bad either. Whenever we do want to actually cast something, there's a good chance that we'll be able to because of the Duress. I'm just going to go ahead and play the Bloodfast. I'm kind of hoping he uses a negate here. I didn't think it was safe to go ahead and just cast Duress into, like, open negate mana to try to get the tower, especially when we already had a Binding in hand, but, like, that could be wrong too. Huh. I guess we'll start by looking at their hand so we have more information on knowing whether we can cast the Binding next turn or not. I think I just want a second black mana. I am a trash can. Yeah, JJ added that one. He ain't wrong. So we saw a mountain from our opponent, which we'd already saw. Onward, little vampire. Get us our point of life. We'll go ahead and play this now, because we know he didn't have a counterspell, and he'd have to play counterspell over 2 turns. Or he'd have to draw counterspell over 2 turns to stop the double binding. If he's doing that, he's missing land drops and everything. Ah, wrecked! That was so good! That was so good! I'm so sad about that. I'm so unbelievably sad about that. I guess it's not unbelievable how sad I am. It's very believable how sad I am. I am sad. Onward, little vamper. Have some fun. Have faith in our deck, though. I'm going to draw another cast out or binding, and it's going to resolve. No, not Glimmer. I feel like our opponents like kind of ran pretty well considering we had perfect information. Put both on bottom, so I guess that's something. Don't care about Crook. I would not have sideboarded that in versus me. Let's draw some cards and find some action. That's a good one, maybe. Can't say that it's definitely a good one, but it could be. Onward, Vamper bro. Have some fun. Hey, yeah. Go ahead and do it now because he's got 2 unknown cards in his hand and one of them could be like a Supreme Will or a Disallow. If he's got a negate, he's got a negate. Obviously, it'd be better to make him use his mana next turn, but... Go ahead and grab that dude then. Well then, we'll go ahead and use this thing. Well, play this thing again. Maybe we can force him to play a Swelder. I feel like our game plan's coming down exactly how we want it, and it still may not be good enough. What was that card? Alright. That's 2 Swelders. Swelterings. I'm just gonna go ahead and cast Duress. Which could be wrong considering I can't actually resolve a relevant spell from here, but... kind of worried about him having, Oh, 3 Sweltering Suns. Okay. Well then, just gonna play this and let him eat it. I don't really care that he's eating it. It's better than him cycling one of those, I think. So he cycled one anyway. Probably kills our priest this turn somehow. I've done that in the opposite order that of correctness as well. That was like kind of bad as well. Probably not going to draw a whole lot more cards. He's got 1 unknown in his hand. I think I'd rather just go ahead and guaranteed resolve this thingy. Oh, the Sweltering Suns are foil too. He must love that card. Hidden Stockpile. Is that a good draw? I don't care if he gets rid of my priest forever. Just want to start the stockpile stuff going on. Oh, that's probably bad, actually. I probably should have just played this and legend rolled it. Like, not playing that and legend rolling it was probably wrong here. But I'll keep that. That was probably wrong. Now that I think about it. I didn't like that play at all. I forgot that I could legend roll to Bloodfast for a second. God, I'm playing terrible. I'm trying to play loose and fast, though, because we need to get this tournament over with in 90 minutes. Alright, well, we've got paired versus 2 random more controlish decks. Yes, I called the Oketch's Monument deck. That is not even remotely a control deck, a controlish deck. It had a negate. It counts. It's control. Fact! Fact, I say! I should probably quit hitting my desk, because that kind of hurt my hand. I said fact! Fact or fiction? Oh, apparently I forgot to turn my stuff off. Did not say fact or fiction either, I just said fact. What's your big plans for today, James? What the hell? This thing is telling me that Giovos has now followed me on Twitch, and I highly appreciate it, yet my mod is not telling me that you followed me. Or not my mod, my whatever you call it. My Streamlabs isn't. Either way, thank you, Geos. I have no idea why my stuff is not working. What do you know? We have another Renegade map in the hidden stockpile hand. So we're going to keep this. I've only played the 2 matches of it so far, Sparrow, and they tell me it crushes Grixis control, and they tell me it crushes red deck wins. If those are true statements, then this deck's probably pretty good. I've not played enough to know if those statements are true yet, though. They do say the Merfolk deck absolutely destroys me, though. Like, they were losing to Merfolk pretty bad, but our opponent did mulligan to 5 this game, so we have a pretty good draw, so maybe that'll be good enough. Really? I lost to a, shoot, what am I trying to say? I lost to a Jeskai approach deck yesterday that had done the same thing. It had the red sweepers and not the white sweepers. In fact, the only white cards he played in 2 matches was the 40 of the Councils versus me, and they beat my face off. I think I'm just going to play this first, because a lot of these decks do play Spell Pierce. And where he didn't play anything on 2, I think we can afford to play around Spell Pierce, but maybe that's wrong. Maybe we couldn't afford to play around Spell Pierce. I'm not going to Fatal Push this unless something bad goes. I'm going to try to save this and this for Chimera. We don't have... Alright, so we're bottlenecked on white mana. Which means I actively want to use this turn, so that means I'm not going to play around... I'm not going to play around Spell Pierce then. Yeah, I'm just not going to play around Spell Pierce then, because we're bottlenecked on mana. I got to, the last local draft I played, I got a Glorybringer and an Hour and some other really, like a Chaos Maul. But I got to kill a Hazard with my Hour in that draft, and I felt great about it. But yeah, our opponent mulliganed a whole bunch of there. That was kind of like a non-game. We don't have a whole lot to bring in versus them, though. Like, I feel like these really expensive removal spells aren't particularly good here, but like... I'm trying to drag this Baffling in that's not wanting to cooperate. Like, playing 4 mana removal spells versus Merfolk doesn't seem ideal. So let's see what we can sideboard out first. I don't think we have time to use those. So we don't really have anything else to take out unless we take out the Profane. Profane's slower than these, but like Profane can end the game, so I guess I would rather do something like this. I think cast outs are probably better than bindings because of the instant speed clause in a match like this. Profane's kind of interesting though. Like, it can end the game, but... Oh wow, I messed up somewhere. Where did I mess up? Oh, I meant to take out 2 bindings. Yeah, the 2 bindings for the 2 cast outs. I think I'm just going to present like this and hope. Yeah, it felt really good. I managed to lose that draft though. That was the draft that... It was a store championship locally, and they didn't have Ixalan packs, so they were doing like this Hour Omnicat. But they had announced... Alright, we'll keep this hand. This hand's really good. They had announced that it was Ixalan up until the day of, and they changed it. So I'd like spent the entire, not the entire week, but I'd spent several days listening to the Lords of Limited and watching streams like Sparrow's Rum and Newmont and like LSV and stuff like that to try to learn Ixalan Draft. And then, like 3 hours before the tournament, they announced it was Hours Draft, which is something that I have almost no experience with. And I was pretty sad. So this is going to be very hard to beat. I also think this is a very bad card in the deck, but whatever. I can't understand why you would ever really want this card. So, like, it looks great in that scenario, but, like, that scenario only plays out so very infrequently that I don't think it's very good. But long story short, the guy who won the draft spent the 3 hours listening to Hours commentary, or not commentary, Hours, shoot, I can't talk. Listen to how to draft Hours and absolutely wrecked us. Okay, well that's a problem. Yeah, we're definitely going to get destroyed this game. Like, we have no outs this game, really. I mean, we have Fatal Push. We have plenty of outs. We have Settle the Wreckage. I'm just, like, talking facetiously. Because I do that often when I lose to cards that I don't respect. I do not respect Curious Obsession. I think you're just asking yourself 2 for 1. She's getting kind of sick to my stomach, too. This is not fun. Yeah, but he has obviously a super lead at this point. I don't even think the game's over with, though. Like, I still think this game's winnable. Depends a lot on whether he has a Spell Piercer or a Blossoming Defense here. Which I feel like you're a Blossoming Defense deck pretty handedly if you're playing this little enchantment, so I'd say I'm going to get wrecked here. Did not get wrecked. Still not in great shape, but did not get wrecked. Kind of want to flip my Legion's Landing, but I don't really want to kill my Anointed Priest, so it's kind of weird. This is Chimera. We're like about as bad a shape as we can get. And we don't care a whole lot about that guy. Another card that I probably don't sideboard in here. Maybe I just don't know how to play. Yeah, well, I'm going to flip the Legion's Landing. Why is it so Cancer? Explain yourself, friend. Why is it so Cancer? That stuff should be banned. They ain't wrong. There's no world that I think Tron Land should be legal. I don't even think we're in that bad of shape, and I think our opponent did very well. Deep Root Waters. Uh-oh. I think we're like one settle to wreckage, maybe, from just taking over this game. So we can just play both of those? That can't feel too bad. No, you used Unsummon on, what, a third of that card? Yes, a third of that card. The Shaper Sanctuaries feel like odd sideboard cards to me as well, considering we only have 4 spot removal besides like the 2. We have 6 removal spells in our entire deck, and 2 of them are only in our deck because we don't have better cards, and but they can target things like Deep Root Waters, Nissa, etc., etc. Hmm. Whatever. Let's party. This can't go that bad for me. JK, it could go terrible for me. You're not attacking either. You just go have some fun, little Sunscourge champion. Don't hate that. Does that mean he has a Naturalize in his hand, or does he not realize I'm getting 2 4/4s out of the deal? What do you guys think? Does he have a Naturalize or not realize we're getting 2 4/4s? Let who mod? Local Dope? Local Dope's one of my local Magic players. He gave me 2 Blood Suns that I still owe him for, and at some point we need to figure that out. So he had a Chimera too? What? His sequencing is weird. I'm pretty sure you're supposed to play Chimera before you play that. But what do I know? Alright, so we're back to probably not being able to win. And by probably not being able to win, I mean, we're probably still a favorite, right? I'm not actually sure. Why? Why don't I have another black mana when I want it? I don't actually need another black mana, by the way. Eh, they're just gonna attack his face. We can't actually deal damage to the Nissa anyway. I didn't actually need the black mana anyway. So he's gonna be able to use this now. I probably should have used this on this pre-combat. This was a terrible play too. God, I'm playing like trash. I actually just want to shame scoop. This play was so bad that I want to shame scoop. This play was legitimately so bad that I want to shame scoop. So bad that I want to shame scoop. Because I make him tap this pre-combat. Like, he doesn't have good blocks. How did I play this bad? Yeah, sure. Whatever. He hits an unsummon, he hits an unsummon. I want to kind of save my servo. Many times I hit yes, okay to this, and it just like not accept it. Yeah, that was. I'm just not playing well. That attack was so bad. The attack was so bad that I probably have to have hidden stockpile to win this game now, or him like make a really bad attack at somewhere along the lines. Oh. Uh. Yeah, we're definitely gonna have to have a stockpile at this point. I would definitely trade the Sunscourge champion for any of them, or for, for all of them rather. Force him to block it. He could just take it if we don't attack Nissa. Oh, he's got another summon. Great. Feels like last night. All done summons. Still have Settled Wreckage in our deck, so like we're not just dead, but we're clearly not in great shape. Hidden Stockpile would change this game back in our favor, probably. JK. JK, we need to settle. Settle for a chance. Attacking of those is weird. I don't deserve to draw to settle, by the way. Like, I just actively don't even deserve to draw it. Three times. Christian drew 5 unsummons on me in 2 games. I was really sad. I was mostly sad that I didn't draw a Hazoret in either of those games, but... Opponent's definitely going for his deck real hard here. That attack can't be right. Okay, that attack may be right. The original attack that he lined up was 100% not right. Alright, so what blocks do we make? I can't really check that right now. There's a good chance that I'm going to have time issues this game. Yeah, these blocks seem fine. So he's dealing 4 damage to me to give up, or to kill a bunch of my stuff, but to give up 4 of his attackers? Seems okay, I guess? Unless my math's wrong? Oh, apparently that wasn't even a link. Well, I tried to open it. Certainly not going to cast that. Shaper Sanctuaries definitely makes the turn 11 fatal pushes you draw kind of useless. The turn 11 fatal pushes don't do much. in a spot like that. Just so I can press F6. There might be some time that like we use it on this, him getting 2 cards be good enough to like try to blow him out in combat or something. But for the most part, probably not. Oh, another lord. Wonderful. It looks like we're basically just playing the hopefully we can stall till we get settle game. Oh, we can eat this guy pretty easily, I guess. That gain life on that attack? So go ahead and do it now in case he draws a naturalize. You have a lot of good draw steps. And we're, like I said, we're definitely just trying to stall the game as long as we can till we find a settle. He's going to Oasis something? Well, we're certainly going to block whatever he Oasises. Well, I'd planned on only blocking one of these merfolk, so this like worked out pretty good for me. You take 17 damage minus 4, so we take 13 down to 16 here, I think. Just doing quick math, that could be wrong, I don't know. The renegade map is not what we want. Let's go ahead and do this now. I'm not going to Fatal Push the Lord. He's got 2 Shaper Sanctuaries outside and 2 Deeproot Waters. I'm not going to let him draw 2 cards when he's got 2 Deeproot Waters in play. Like, I feel like we're treading water just fine. And that's all I want to do right now is tread water until we draw exactly one of our 2 settles. I think I would take more damage overall if I killed one of these and gave him two brand new cards. Because the odds of like 1 or 2 of them being merfolk are so good. We're not really taking a whole lot of damage either. This turn we're going to take 13, but so we're only taking 9, so we're at 11. I guess I should have been playing my lands out. It kind of hurts that I haven't been. We can always do to just block 1 on each too. We don't have to keep... Oh god, that hurt. So we don't have to keep blocking. Is that his third or fourth unsummon? This is his third unsummon. He has 23 cards into his deck, though, so that's not that bad. But that card's never going to deal damage again, so... Again, we have just a ton of great draw steps right now. Alright, well, it looks like we're going to have pretty poor blocks across the board. We're just going to have 4 things block 4 things. One, two, three, 4. So we break even on life. I mean, I won't say we win, but I don't think we're in bad shape at all. A lot of it clearly depends on what's in his hand and stuff. Again, I'm just going to go ahead and do this in case he has Naturalize. I'd rather get my tokens now than later. We don't just win. Like, remember, he's got Chimeras and stuff, and he's going to be able to make unblockable stuff at some point. Like, he's got to be getting pretty close to his unblockable Chimeras, right? Like, I feel like I'm a favorite in this game, but I definitely don't think this game's over. I'm still a pretty big fan of just going wide. I feel like he doesn't even have good attacks anymore. Like, yeah, like I feel like he just doesn't have good attacks anymore. Hey, thank you so much, Brian. Highly appreciate the 100 biddies. Like, he really had to have something unblockable, I thought. And I definitely want this card for anything that's unblockable. Like, I just didn't feel like the Lord was ever doing anything, and the only cards I was worried about was Chimeras and Mist Cloak Heralds. They were like literally the only cards in this deck I was worried about in this spot. And the only other thing I was worried about was like me not hitting things, cause like hidden stockpiles were great draws, anointed processions were great draws, and if we any time we drew a Settled Wreckage, I thought the game was just over. Because he showed us Naturalizes, he showed us Unsummons, he showed us Curious Obsessions, so the odds of him also having Negates feels kind of low. I don't think you can like get that many cards out of your deck. Anyway, so we got to win 1 out of the next 2, and we have about 1 hour, so we're still on pace for being able to end this league. You could be right, Murph. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying that like that was my thought process, that I was only losing in that spot to me drawing very poorly or him getting unblockable threats. I sent you I sent you the answer to that, Christian. The a little bit after the set come out, Wizards done this promotion to where like if you bought a box, you got this little pack, and in each pack there was a random flip card. I believe all the flip cards had a promo. I'm not gonna swear to that. So like they're pretty rare. We're not. Oh, pretty rare is kind of a bold statement. I think I'm gonna mulligan this versus a blind opponent. So it technically was a buy box promo because you only supposedly got those cards. I'm actually just gonna keep this. It's the lowest end of my keep range possible, but I am gonna keep it versus a blind opponent. It is literally the lowest end of my keep range. I'm actually willing just to play the Evolving Wilds here. To try to curve out a little bit better, but that's probably stupid since we're probably going to want to cast this Sunscourge on 3 anyway. Alright, at least we probably don't want the Sunscourge on 3 versus something like that. I'm going to grab the white mana. But yeah, so that's how you got them. You bought a box. If I'm not mistaken, I think every flip card in Ixalan was part of that promotion. So like the odds of hitting the good 2 or 3 weren't particularly high, but we could be wrong about that. It might have just been the colored ones, but for some reason I feel like it was all of them. So the reason we played it like this is so we'd have 4 mana on turn 4 and 3 mana on turn 3. Could go ahead and sack the Evolving Wilds and save time. So we're trying to stop our opponent from having a pretty good prize. 110% yes. Just 110% yes. Earthshaker Kenra is probably going to his graveyard, so we kind of hope he hits a land. He did not hit a land because we're not lucky. It's exactly because we're not lucky. No other reason. I think it's fine to play this guy. There's a good chance our next 2 turns are just going to be like binding on Phoenix, binding on Glorybringer anyway. And even for some reason, if he doesn't play a relevant spell this turn, next turn we can play like Profane and Map. We're certainly not going to buy this back when he's already got a Glorybringer in hand, though. Brontodon ruins all the plans. JK, Brontodon ruined no plans. Wonder if it was worth it to actually just cast the Sunscourge there. We're not in the greatest of shape now, because we are going to be taking at least 1 large hit. I don't know if this is Matt's list. I didn't watch Matt last night, so I don't know his most recent updates, but it's at least the list that Simon's playing today in the Ilmo CS. So it's very likely Matt's list. I just can't say that to be a factual statement because I do not know. I would make the large assumption that it is. Oh my gosh, no. I thought we were doing so good. I felt so good till he played the second Brontodon. Felt so good till he played the second Brontodon. Hopefully for some reason he'll spend his mana on it. Maybe he'll kill my Legion Landing. Can't imagine that being a good play for him, but like there's some world that maybe he'll do it, I guess. Unfortunately, we have to prevent damage here, so... We use this on this, we're going to take 4... Sorry, we're going to take 8 down to 6. And then we can't even play the Ixalan's Binding next turn because the Hashtag Oasis would actually kill us. So basically we have to draw Settle the Wreckage now. Basically I have to draw Settle the Wreckage now. Well, Settle the Wreckage is still good versus that. I think I'm going to buy this one back. I don't know. Yeah, I think this one's the safer play here. We died a Glorybringer no matter what, but this is a card that seems like it gives us the best chance because it puts us back to 10 and gives us a blocker. But we can't beat Glorybringer no matter what. And if we just played a binding on one of these, he could just Oasis and kill us with the other one. And the Glorybringer that we saw earlier, he put in his graveyard, so we don't know that he has a Glorybringer. Alright, he had a Glorybringer and we just got smashed. That's fine. I mean, we're playing the enchantment deck. He drew 2 enchantment removal main decks, so it's going to be hard for us to win those matches. What else do we want here? We definitely want to settle. I think we actually want all of these as well. It's kind of an interesting card. I don't think it's good enough. I think the Profane could actually be good here. I don't think I have enough to take out for all of that, though. Sunseer Champion's okay. There's just too many of these cards. We stalled a game. Procession's kind of good. We'll try this. A little bit slower. On a positive note, they beat us really fast. This hand's just too bad, I think. Alright, I'm going to mulligan. I think this hand's too bad. I think this hand's a keep. Added a playset of Glorybringers to my main deck, and they've been very good. I might need to try that at some point. That is definitely something I've not tried yet. Well, I tried it into one league, and I didn't like it, but I need to give it a larger try. I guess that's what I should say. I am not streaming the Commander event today. I actually don't like streaming large events. I think there's just so much dead time between the rounds that it like really interrupts the flow of a stream. I'm gonna put that on bottom. We have 2 of them in our deck, and we're gonna be shuffling our deck multiple times anyway, so there's like a pretty good chance that we can find one. 5-7 glories versus a token player. That will definitely win versus tokens. But no, I don't plan on streaming it. I really hate the dead air when you're playing events that you have to wait on other people to finish. I actually like playing those events a large amount, but I don't like sitting here being like, well, there's 6 players left, or 6 matches left in the round. Let's twiddle our thumbs for a while, friends. Because I don't really play a lot of those, what do you call them? Like, those, like, Steam games and stuff. I don't play a whole lot of those, so, like, I don't really have a good way to occupy the time between the rounds. I'm not actually a Commander expert, but I would probably play Leovold. Sorry, had to sneeze. I like Leovold. I like its play pattern a whole lot. You get to play really cool cards, and Leovold itself is really strong. It did get a lot weaker when they banned the tutors. I also think the, and I can't pronounce it, but the Thresa, and Tim decks, or like the Thresa and Sidar, or the Timna and Sidar, and the Timna and Crom decks. I like all of those decks a whole lot as well. Yeah, I like all of those decks a pretty good amount. We dealt first damage. If time had been called, sudden death rule, son. Actually, we lost game 1, so the sudden death rule does not apply. Trying to save the Renegade map to turn on these fatal pushes. No, don't kill Bay. Yeah, saving this Renegade map probably is just not worth it at this point then. I'm still going to. God, casting that into the turn before he plays the Glorybringer is probably not worth it. It was so bad, probably. Yeah, I really just don't think I want to cast a champion into dying the Glorybringer. Be destroyed. Four main deck Pathling Ends. I'm going to have to check that list out later. I'm going to hold this swamp just in case I need something to discard to this champion later. I tried to look at the 5-0 list today before I started and they hadn't loaded yet and I was aggravated by it. I really didn't want to play this list. And then I killed so much time waiting for them to get posted I didn't have enough time to play an approach deck. Carnage Tyrant. Oh lord. Problems. Problem o'clock. I think I'd rather have the swamp than that. Anyway, Problem o'clock has been declared. We still have the double set on our deck still though, so like we're not just dead to it. We're just real unhappy to it. Actually not that far behind on the race either. He's only attacking for 2 more damage a turn than we are. 4 approach as well. I've always liked the 4 approach list. Ah, stop it. Stop an alarm. I'm sorry, guys. That was my alarm telling me to get up and start getting ready for the Commander event had I not gotten up yet. That deck has to be better than it used to be, right? Because, like, that deck used to be pretty good to begin with. And it had to just get better, I think. We can't really do anything to that Carnage Tyrant, so just gotta keep on hoping, I guess, is the best way I can say it. Yeah. 362 pounds of chicken, baby. Let's do this. Our opponent wisely thinks he's going to win this race with his massive attack for 11. Ah, shut down, friend. You didn't do them maths, did you? I'm just talking to myself now. You gotta be playful when you're getting wrecked. Oh my. Oh my, oh my. So you're saying there's a chance? Yeah, the mid-range decks really can't lose their perspective. There's a lot of red, though, and I would think red would have been good versus perspective. Like, there is a lot of red. Like, a whole lot of red. that doesn't do anything because we have an Ixalan's Binding. He's drawing a Jadelight Ranger next turn, though. What is this? Another Carnage Tyrant? Come on, homie. I thought we were friends. I thought we were friends. What's the dealio, yo? I thought we were good old buddies. Our opponent clearly doesn't think we're friends. And this is uncalled for, I think. I'm a nice guy. You didn't have to cast a second dinosaur. Nice guy over here, just losing to another dinosaur. Rude. I wish I actually cared. The Glorybringer would be really good. What did we get revealed? A Kenra to the graveyard to put on this to make that deal 11 damage next turn. Well, that was good. So now I have to draw the other settle that we have, I guess? Oh wait, he's just going to make a 4/4? That makes me feel so much happier about this game. Ah, okay, he changed his mind again. Dude, homie dude. Come on, friend. Play that 4/4. I like my odds if you played a 4/4. I don't really like my odds. So what can we do to get 1,000,000 life? Alright, we can't get 1,000,000 life. So if I sack Sheffet Dunes, he could just block this. Which is what he would do. Have at it, friend. So we're going to go up to 9 at the end of this turn, assuming the card in his hand's not very good. Which should, in theory, let us live at 1 life next turn, assuming he doesn't add anything relevant to the board. Oh no, he had something good! No, that changes everything! It doesn't change anything, does it? That doesn't change anything, but that's beside the point. Just in case he draws a burn spell, and we'll go ahead and get my point of life this turn. So we go to 8. Next turn, if we block this and this, we go to 9. This is dealing 11. And we're blocking 3 of it, so we're only taking 8. So we're at 1 life, assuming he doesn't draw like Glorybringer or something. If he draws Glorybringer, the game's over. If he just top decks Glorybringer, the game's over. There's nothing we can do. If he top decks a burn spell, there's nothing we can do. If he top decks an Earthshaker Kenra, there's nothing we can do. Etc, etc, etc. If nothing else, if he's got anything else, we get at least 1 draw step to find settle. So we have to find our last settle, basically this draw step, if my math's right. My math could be wrong. Okay, my math was not wrong at least. So we got that going for us. I can still count. Being able to count's better than not being able to count. Alright, well, we did not hit what we needed. We do have enough blockers to still be alive another turn, assuming he has nothing, but we definitely didn't hit what we needed. Again, if he draws any of that stuff, we're still just dead. So, if we attack with just this, he has to block, and then what would we get? We wouldn't get anything. We'd be able to survive, right? We put 4 in front of that. Nope. Yeah, we'd still be able to survive if we did that, but that doesn't help us win, so. We're basically trying to hit a settle or lose the game from here. Or somehow be able to get a spot where we have 2 attackers post-combat. But, like, just so many things he draws can beat us. He's already drawn 10 lands, so he's not, like, real likely to draw a lot more lands. Well, he's definitely got a spell. But I'll 7 in front of Carnage Tyrant. That probably doesn't win the game. He's just not attacking. Wow. Okay. Curious what the spell in his hand is then. Still win with Settle. If he doesn't get any relevant spells over a few turns. Opponent apparently has told us he has a Merfolk Branchwalker in his hand. He couldn't figure out why he couldn't play his Merfolk Branchwalker. Alright, well, it's good to know that the opponent has a Merfolk Branchwalker that he can't play. Whew! Whew! Is that a good card? It has to be a good card. Do I play it right now, though? Do you guys like how I holler and hoot when I draw a good card? I think I would actually rather play it on the Jade Light Ranger here because he can't cast a token, but like I would just rather give him dead cards. But I'm definitely playing it this turn. Could have also just not played it this turn and played the Legion Landing, plus used the Dantos so that we could have played around Glorybringer. But I'm willing to give him the 1-turn window to try to draw the Glorybringer. We'll probably try to attack for lethal next turn. Uh-oh, he tapped double red real quick. Okay, it's Phoenix. So, if he really does have a Branchwalker, he's dead. I think I have to go for it either way because the Phoenix is way too hard for us to beat either way. And we get to actually gain a pretty large amount of life. So we'll go ahead and play... Wait, does playing that do anything? We have to play it with this. And then we're going to flip this on the attack. And then be able to make another token. We're going to gain a good amount of life here. He's got a burn spell. This sucks obviously super bad for us, but I do want to get this life point cushion in while we can. Like, there's some percentage chance this just wins the game right now, and if nothing else, I think it gives us our best opportunity to win. Alright, well, we stole that game. Just played versus a Grixis improvised deck that had Storm the Vault in it at 3-0. Nice. I don't know what I want to change moving into the next game. Maybe the cast outs are better than bindings. Maybe I just need cast outs and bindings. Maybe the profanes are just not as good as I thought they were. Wonder if you're any good. Kind of like a 6 mana kill a big dude type spell, but don't think that's what the game actually comes down to. Anyway, going into this game 3 is going to make it real hard for us to be done by 3 p.m., which is kind of a go today, so like the last round may get ruined unless we just get trounced. On a positive note, with a hand like this, it's real easy for us to get trounced. Have to keep that. I'm just going to go ahead and play the landing on one, I think. No. Setting up our mana is better than that, I think. Yeah, I think setting up our mana is better than that. I'd rather just play the landing on 2 with the Renegade map. Got a Magma Spray. It's not a bad one. I don't know if it's worth keeping, but it's not a bad one. We'll pop that up so people can see in case they missed the words. So I'll probably block here if given the opportunity just to prevent damage. Since we already see that he has a Magma Spray especially. If given the opportunity, of course. Snap block. I think I'm going to take one draw step here. Jade Light's good. See what he does with the old Death Gorge. He wants it too. Your opponent may have just sideboarded in everything with a power and toughness versus us. I don't hate that sideboard plan if that's what he did do. Actually pretty reasonable if that's what he did do. So we know 3 of the 6 cards in his hand. Again, I will block very quickly if he gives me the chance. That makes this binding look a lot worse, doesn't it? But that means we can hold up cast out, which is fine. This game's not looking good for us, though. He still has 5 cards in his hand. And 9 power on board. Like, that's a lot to try to beat from here. Probably just going to have to cast a Regal Caracol and hope that it can do some blocking. He's choosing not to even play the Scavenger. That's probably not worth playing the cat then. Wrecked. Doesn't want that magma spray. It's one of the reasons I don't like Baffling End in this deck. Maybe I'm not supposed to bring Baffling End in. I mean, I didn't bring it in this match, but I feel like that same play can happen versus Merfolk and stuff. Let's see, he probably played the Mountain already, so we only know 2 of the 5 cards in his hand. At least we know this one doesn't matter a whole lot. Now that one matters. Not a lot we can do about that one either. Maybe we can draw another cat. But this is obviously bad for us. So many things kill us right now. Glorybringer being one of them. So Glorybringer kill this, pump this, we're beyond dead. GG opponent. Alright, so opponent ends up 4-1, we're now 3-1. We have 32 minutes to win and or lose the next round. So obviously this is going to be the mirror that takes an hour. I kind of want to. I think you need at least 2 to 3 Wrath effects in the main deck. That's one change I would make right off that I see. I would add either 1 to 2 more Settles main or like Fumigates main. It's like the first thing I would do. Hey, we're versus another 3-0. This hand's good enough to keep. Not real happy about it, but it is good enough to keep. Opponent mulliganed as well. I recognize his name for some reason. I don't know why. But I know this name for some reason. I do not know why I know it. Oh, so he's the red deck finally, maybe. I'm just going to start with this. Could be, you know, not the mono red deck, but I'm fine with that. So we're like a stockpile away from being in really good shape. Sure. Probably not attacking with either of them next turn then. Decide whether I'm sacking the wilds, which I can already tell you I'm definitely sacking the wilds, but we'll make the end decision in a second. All based on what Brother Bear over there does. Hey Buttons, what's up, man? Hope you're having a good day. Did you get to play in the Ilmo CS today? Kind of want to save this binding for a Hazoret or a Phoenix, but depends on what he plays. I might not even have the option. Think I'm fine blocking then? Oh, nice. How are you doing in it? Think I'm blocking. I don't know, blocking here seems kind of bad because it kind of shuts him down on the following turn too. Putting it in my graveyard felt really good though, so like maybe I'm just supposed to put that in my graveyard there. Ouch, that one hurts. That one hurt a lot. That's probably game. Unless we hit something really good this turn. Could like draw Regal Caracal or something, and that probably wins the game, but if we don't, we're in serious trouble. Sail to Wreckage is a great draw. Oh my god. 4-0, nice. What deck are you playing, or do you want to keep that a secret? That's really nice, man. Congrats. 4-0 is a good record. Kind of hope he has a land in the Hazoret and to attack with them all, because that would make the Sail to Wreckage feel so good. Alright, well. We did all we could do. We have Ixalan's binding for a Phoenix or a Hazoret right now, but... Ah, burn. Very cool. A bit hungover. That's not that bad for us. Am I in bad enough shape that I actually want to binding that? I think I have to binding that because he can just kill me on board if I don't. Like, we're just dead on board if we don't binding it, so. Good luck, man. Hope you do well. Killing this doesn't really profit for him. If he's got a burn spell, I'm dead. Alright, well, I'm dead. It seemed like it was pretty easy. Our opponent had a very mediocre draw. We had a fairly good draw. We still just lost. I stand by. I do not think this deck beats red decks. Not consistently. Alright, so that card's obviously pretty good here. Feel like these are all good here as well. I do not want these Bloodfast. I think Matt leaves them in, but I'm not that much of a man. What else wouldn't I want? Did I take out Profane here? Like, Profane can just end a late game. I don't know what I'm supposed to take out. Oh, we'll probably take out some Anointed Processions. They're kind of slow. Winter processions are kind of slow. I think I'm going to keep a few. I think Matt might take all 4 out, but I do think I want to keep a few. I wonder if I should bring the other Profane in. That Profane's so slow. I definitely don't want to draw too early in the game. How is Simon doing now off the deck? Simon's down to 3 and 2 with it as well. Like, he beat us without a Phoenix, a Glorybringer, a Hazard, or a Chandra. Or a 1-drop. Like, he had a very medium draw and beat us pretty easily. I think I have to keep this hand. We're obviously going to have to find a land at some point, but... Or multiple lands. But when you have an active stockpile on 2, I don't think you can mess up. Or I don't think you can mulligan it. It's like, we've got every card we need, but just lands. They put on bottom of library, so at least that's good. We're just going to take the draw step here, too, because we want the land. So we, like, don't want to fin. Card's not the greatest, because we need the land so bad, but it's obviously not the worst. We'll block if given opportunity. No opportunity for that. Need the land bad enough that I'm going to scry during my upkeep. Keeping no cards that don't say land on them. Alright, well, there's that Profane card that I don't even want. I'd rather go ahead and kill this before he has the chance to maybe get another card. Depending on what he plays here, I might have to try to get lucky and raw dog the land. Looks like I'm definitely going to have to try to get lucky. I'm pretty sure this was a keep. I'm pretty confident this was a keep. Snap block. Hate putting it in his graveyard, but I don't feel like I can take the damage. Stops us from being able to scry the next turn as well, but we really just have to hit an untapped land and we feel pretty good. Untap land, alright. That's step 1. That's one that can even fix our mana for later as well. So, our kingdom to draw land? Our kingdom to draw land, I think. He paid double lifelink. We lost to an opponent who paid double. We're losing to an opponent who just paid double lifelink. not bad. I have a lot of problems right now in this game. We don't actually have that much time to fix them either. Need the white mana, so. And one draw step to rule them all. Don't think we can even survive, can we? We can make that a 5. We block that. We take 8 no matter what, but we go to 9. Alright. So we're just Dobbs. Alright, good game, opponent. So 3-0-6-0 into the nice 3-2. That's a fun feeling. Like, easily got smashed by the red deck. Wasn't particularly close. Sure, if we'd hit some lands, it could have been different, but you don't always hit lands. And our opponent had a very bad draw game 1 and still won. Anyway, so we're going to move on to the opening of the treasure chest. 30 play points. It's not terrible. Alright, so let's look at the deck real quick. Every time I look at this deck, it just feels to me like it's a weak Glacial Fortress deck, even though it's not Glacial Fortress. You have to have a lot of lands to make it activate. Being able to fight people on the enchantment access is really nice, but like the 2 tier 1 decks we got paired versus today, like one of them has enchantment removal main deck in it. Then we got paired versus like the Merfolk deck. Thanks, Sparrow. Which, you know, sideboards into a bunch of enchantment removal. So, like, enchantments are only really good versus, like, Grixis and Mono Red, which are, like, 2 of the biggest decks in the format. But as you saw, you can still just lose to Mono Red. You don't just beat Mono Red because you have them. So, like, your plan is to try to stall the game with, like, all of these cards that are surprisingly mana-intensive early that people can play back versus, to like try to stabilize with a Regal Caracal. I just don't. Breya is a very solid deck. It just doesn't feel to me like this is a solid game plan. I don't think. I do not like this deck versus red. Maybe I'm not as good as Matt, but if I don't like this deck versus red, I don't know if it's playable. And nothing's ever changed my mind to think this deck's good versus red. Like I watch Matt play versus red. And, like, when Matt's winning, he just always has these stockpiles and stuff going early. But, like, just based on pure math, like, literal math tells you that's not going to happen that often. And then you have, like, all of these cards that aren't great versus them that you can draw. I don't know. I don't think this deck beats red consistently. I think it might be a slight favorite, like 55-45. But, I don't actually know. I just don't have much success anytime I play these decks. Anyway, so we're going to hop off here and go get prepared for the Commander event. Good luck, Sparrow. I hope you do well in it. Thank you for the follow today. And thank you for everyone else who's following. And I'm going to go host a much better player who's playing this exact deck. So, like, congratulations, Murph. So, like, maybe you can see what I was doing wrong and how I was sideboarding wrong. Because, you know, like I said, Matt's a much better player than me. He has drastically different results to me. So that means I'm doing something wrong. And thank you, Brian, also for the bits. And take care, everybody. We outie. Wee wee.